Welcome in, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this week's recap of the Lansing Watchdog, your trusted source for small business news. As always, my name's Jacob Manning.
And I'm Kelly Saunders.
And Kelly, let's kick things off with the development in the governor's race last week. What can you tell us about John James's lieutenant governor pick?
House Oversight Chair Representative Jay DeBoyer has been named as Republican gubernatorial candidate John James' pick for lieutenant governor. DeBoyer will still need to clear the Republican convention in Mount Pleasant this weekend, but is widely expected to be on the ticket. With DeBoyer accepting the nomination, he will have to step aside from his reelection bid for the 63rd House District. The Macomb and St. Clair County Republican parties would then be responsible for selecting a replacement candidate for that seat, a process similar to what happened about 16 years ago when then Representative Brian Calley and current SBAM president and CEO was tapped to become Governor Snyder's lieutenant governor. It's also worth noting that 2026 marks the first time since 1978 that Republicans do not have a woman as a part of their statewide ticket. DeBoyer is seen as a pick that could help James mend fences with the grassroots wing of the party, which grew skeptical of James after he skipped the majority of primary debates and forums. DeBoyer is a second-term House member, a former St. Clair County clerk of 12 years, and a longtime small business owner specializing in engineered lumber. So he brings both government experience and a small business background to the ticket. He's also been a prominent voice on election integrity issues, leading oversight efforts that scrutinized the Secretary of State's office and helped bring a civil contempt vote against Secretary Benson last May. Back to you, Jacob. What's the latest on the Line 5 tunnel project?
Yes, we've had a good deal of updates on Line 5 recently, and another one came last week when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers approved a key federal permit for Enbridge's proposed tunnel beneath the Straits of Mackinac, clearing another major hurdle for the nearly decade-long project. The Corps' decision acknowledged environmental and cultural impacts from the project, including permanent loss of nearly an acre of wetlands and the effects on two federally threatened plant species, but ultimately concluded that the project's public benefits outweigh these costs. Enbridge praised the decision, calling it a significant step forward that reflects more than 6 years of rigorous federal review. The company says that the tunnel will make an already safe pipeline even safer by providing protection from vessel anchor strikes and secondary containment in the event of a release. Environmental groups pushed back, with one coalition coordinator calling the approval a thoroughly flawed product of a rush process driven by the Trump administration's energy emergency declaration. This all comes just 2 weeks after the Michigan Supreme Court ordered the Michigan Public Service Commission to conduct a more rigorous environmental review before the project can proceed at the state level. So while this federal permit is a win for Enbridge, the state level process is still unresolved. For context, Line 5 is about 645 miles long and carries roughly 540,000 barrels a day of crude oil and natural gas liquids between Superior, Wisconsin, and Ontario. The proposed tunnel would run about 3.9 miles through bedrock beneath the straits. Kelly, can you close us out for the week with an update on Michigan's post-secondary education goals?
Michigan has 4 years to close a significant gap in its goal of having 60% of working age adults earn a skilled certificate or degree by 2030. And the numbers presented to the State Board of Education last week make it clear it won't be easy. The state has improved from 45% in 2019 to 51.8% today, a gain of 6.8 percentage points over 7 years, but it now needs to close an 8.2 percentage point gap in just 4 years to hit the 2030 target. Two areas of disparity stood out in the presentation from MyLeap Director Beverly Walker-Graffia. First, there's a significant gender gap. Of the students enrolled in college within 6 months of high school graduation in 2025, only about 48% were men. Walker-Graffia noted that males are 3 times more likely to be expelled in K-12 and tend to lag in school readiness. The department has launched a Moving Michigan Males Forward initiative to address this, with a new effort kicking off this fall focused on 9th and 10th grade young men. Second, there are stark racial disparities in both college enrollment and completion. Among 2019 high school graduates, 35% of white students completed a bachelor's degree within 6 years, compared to just 14% of African American students and 17.9% of Indigenous students. On the bright side, dual enrollment was highlighted as a promising strategy. Research shows students who earn college credit in high school are more likely to enroll and complete a credential, but Michigan's dual enrollment participation rate is just 7%, well below other Midwestern states. The good news is that the fiscal year 2027 budget included a $40 million investment in dual enrollment, which Walker Graffia called an important opportunity to begin removing barriers and dramatically increasing that participation rate. Strengthening the workforce pipeline is consistently one of the top concerns we hear from Michigan employers. And whether Michigan hits the 60% goal will have real implications for the talent available to small businesses across the state in the years ahead. Can you close us out, Jacob?
Yes, before we go, we want to let members know about some of our upcoming events. We have 3 upcoming owner-to-owner events scheduled in September. We will be in Lakeshore on the 16th, Houghton, and the 23rd, and Munising on the 24th. We also have an upcoming Small Biz Pack fundraiser in Traverse City on September 22nd. As a reminder, the Small Biz Pack supports pro-small business candidates running for office, and with an election coming up, your support is more important than ever. We'd love to see you there. For more information, please visit sbam.org/events. But that's all we have for you this week. We hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you next time.